What if I told you that the hardest moments of your life are not stopping you, but shaping you? That the silence, the delays, the unanswered prayers are not signs of failure. They are proof that something greater is unfolding. This is where faith in the process begins. There are moments when progress feels invisible, when effort goes unrewarded and doubt grows louder than hope. In those moments, quitting feels logical. But history, success, and growth all tell us the same truth. Transformation happens quietly before it becomes visible. Faith in the process is not blind hope. It is disciplined belief, anchored in purpose, strengthened by patience, and carried forward by courage. Progress rarely arrives with noise, applause, or instant proof. Most of the time, it moves quietly, almost invisibly, asking for patience before it offers evidence. In a world that celebrates quick results and visible success, this silence can feel discouraging. You show up, you work hard, you make sacrifices, yet nothing seems to change. Doubt creeps in, whispering that your efforts are wasted. But this is often the most critical stage of growth, the phase where foundations are being built out of sight. Think about how real transformation happens in nature. A seed planted in the soil does not sprout the next day. For a long time, nothing appears to be happening. Yet beneath the surface, roots are forming, strengthening, anchoring the plant so that when it finally rises, it can stand tall. If the seed were to judge its progress by what it could see above ground, it would give up far too early. Human progress follows the same law. The most meaningful change begins internally, within mindset, discipline, and character, long before it becomes visible to others. This invisible phase tests faith more than any other. It requires you to trust the process without external validation. No likes, no praise, no immediate rewards, just commitment. And that commitment shapes who you are becoming. Every quiet effort, every small improvement, every day you choose to continue despite uncertainty is strengthening your inner roots. You may not feel stronger, wiser, or closer to your goal, but those qualities are forming silently, preparing you for future challenges. Many people quit during this stage, not because they lack ability, but because they mistake silence for failure. They assume that if progress cannot be measured instantly, it must not exist. But inevitability is built through repetition. When actions are aligned with purpose and sustained over time, results are not a matter of if, but when. What feels like stagnation is often alignment. What feels like delay is often preparation. Faith in this process does not mean blind optimism. It means understanding that effort compounds, even when outcomes are delayed. It means continuing to invest energy, focus, and integrity into your work, knowing that today's unseen labor is creating tomorrow's visible breakthrough. History, success stories, and personal growth all confirm this truth. The turning point is usually closer than it appears, but only to those who endure the quiet phase. One day, the progress that once felt invisible becomes undeniable. People will see what you built and call it overnight success, unaware of the months or years spent working in obscurity. What they see as sudden is simply the inevitable result of consistent effort fueled by faith. And when that moment comes, you will understand that the darkness was not empty, it was productive. The process was always working for you even when you could not see it. Struggle is often misunderstood as a sign that something has gone wrong, as if hardship means you have taken the wrong turn. In reality, struggle is not a detour to the journey, it is the journey itself. Every meaningful path, whether towards success, purpose, or personal growth, includes moments of resistance. These moments are not punishments, they are preparation. Without struggle, progress would be shallow, fragile, and incomplete. When things come easily, they rarely change us deeply. Comfort does not demand growth, but struggle does. It forces you to confront your limits, question your assumptions, and develop strength you did not know you possessed. Each obstacle asks something of you: patience, discipline, courage, or faith. And every time you respond, even imperfectly, you are being shaped into someone more capable than before. This shaping cannot happen in ease. It requires pressure. Struggle also brings clarity. When the path is smooth, distractions are everywhere. But when the road becomes difficult, your focus sharpens. You begin to understand what truly matters and what does not. Excuses fade, priorities realign, and purpose becomes clearer. In moments of hardship, you learn which goals are worth fighting for and which ones were never truly yours. Resistance strips away the unnecessary and leaves behind what is essential. Resilience is born in these challenging moments. Each time you endure difficulty and keep moving forward, you train your mind to handle adversity with strength rather than fear. Resilience is not the absence of pain, it is the ability to move through pain without surrendering your vision. Over time, struggle builds emotional endurance, teaching you how to stand firm when circumstances are unstable. This inner toughness becomes one of your greatest assets, serving you long after the struggle itself has passed. The lessons learned through struggle are irreplaceable. The destination may bring rewards, recognition, or relief, but it cannot teach perseverance, humility, or gratitude. Only the process can do that. Struggle teaches you how to work when motivation disappears, how to believe when results are delayed, and how to rise after failure. These lessons stay with you, guiding your decisions and strengthening your character in future challenges. Many people wish for a life without struggle, not realizing that such a life would also be without growth. The very difficulties you wish away are the same experiences that are preparing you for greater responsibility, deeper success, and lasting impact. Struggle expands your capacity. It teaches you how to carry more, handle more, and become more. One day when you look back, you will not only appreciate the destination, you will understand the value of the road that led you there. You will see that the struggle was not an interruption of your journey. It was the training ground that made the journey meaningful. The path did not break you. It built you. Consistency is one of the quietest yet most powerful forces behind real success. It does not demand attention, and it rarely receives praise. There is no spotlight for showing up on ordinary days, no applause for doing the same small tasks again and again. Yet this is where faith becomes real. Consistency is belief translated into action, especially when excitement fades and results remain distant. It is choosing to continue not because you feel inspired, but because you trust the process.
Most people rely on motivation, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, influenced by mood, energy, and external circumstances. Faith, on the other hand, is steady. When you commit to consistency, you are making a statement to yourself that your goal matters more than your feelings in the moment. You show up even when progress feels slow, even when no one notices, and even when doubt tries to convince you that your efforts do not matter. That quiet persistence is an act of faith. Every time you take a small step forward, you are reinforcing trust in yourself. You are proving that you can be depended on, that your word to yourself has meaning. This self-trust compounds over time. One day of effort may feel insignificant, but repeated days of effort create momentum. Momentum turns intention into habit, and habit turns effort into identity. You stop being someone who is trying and become someone who does. Consistency also builds strength beneath the surface. Just like muscles grow through repeated tension, character grows through repeated commitment. Each day you show up without recognition, you strengthen discipline. Each time you continue despite boredom or frustration, you deepen patience. These qualities cannot be rushed. They are earned through repetition, through staying the course when the journey feels monotonous. Faith in this sense is not passive hope, it is active endurance. It is believing that what you are doing today will matter tomorrow, even if you cannot yet see how. It is understanding that progress is rarely dramatic, it is gradual. Consistency respects this truth. It accepts that success is built through accumulation, through small actions layered carefully over time. There will be days when motivation disappears completely. On those days, consistency carries you forward. It becomes the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Instead of asking how you feel, you rely on your commitment. This discipline creates freedom because it removes the need to constantly negotiate with yourself. You act because it is who you are, not because you feel like it. In the end, people may notice the results, but they rarely see the repetition behind them. What looks like talent or luck is often nothing more than sustained effort guided by belief. Consistency is faith in motion. It is trusting that each small, unseen action is adding up to something meaningful. And over time, that faith, practiced daily, transforms into undeniable progress. Waiting can feel like one of the hardest tests of faith. When you have done the work, stayed consistent, and remained hopeful, delays can feel deeply discouraging. It is easy to interpret waiting as rejection, to assume that silence means no, or that the opportunity will never come. But delays do not mean denial. Often they mean preparation. Timing plays a critical role in growth, and what arrives too early can do more harm than good. Receiving something before you are ready can overwhelm you. Success without maturity can lead to arrogance, pressure, or burnout. Responsibility without preparation can break confidence instead of building it. Growth without foundation collapses under its own weight. The waiting period exists to strengthen you, to expand your capacity, so that when the opportunity arrives, you can handle it with wisdom, balance, and resilience. What feels like a pause is often a process of becoming. During waiting, unseen work is happening. Skills are being refined, perspectives are being shaped, and character is being tested. You may not notice these changes day to day, but they are quietly preparing you for what lies ahead. Patience is not passive, it is active trust. It requires discipline to continue growing even when progress feels slow. The waiting season teaches endurance, humility, and self-control, qualities that become essential once success arrives. Delays also protect you. Not every opportunity is meant for the version of you that exists today. Some doors remain closed because you are being redirected, not rejected. Timing ensures alignment. When the moment is right, things fit together more naturally. The challenges feel meaningful rather than overwhelming. The responsibilities feel manageable rather than crushing. What arrives at the right time has the power to elevate you instead of exhausting you. The heaviness of waiting often comes from uncertainty. Not knowing when or how things will change can create anxiety. But faith in timing allows you to release the need for immediate answers. It shifts your focus from outcomes to preparation. Instead of constantly asking, when will it happen, you begin to ask, who am I becoming while I wait? This shift transforms waiting into frustration, into purpose. Many people give up during delays, mistaking patience for stagnation. They stop preparing, stop believing, and stop showing up. But those who continue to grow during the waiting period are the ones who are ready when the moment arrives. They understand that timing is not about comfort, it is about readiness. The delay was not empty, it was shaping them. When the opportunity finally arrives, it often arrives quietly, without warning. And in that moment, everything makes sense. The lessons learned in waiting become strengths. The patience built through delay becomes confidence. The trust developed during uncertainty becomes peace. You realize that the delay was never a denial. It was a gift, one that prepared you to rise when the time was right. It is easy to judge your entire life by what you are experiencing right now. When a chapter is filled with struggle, disappointment, or loss, it can feel as if the whole story has been reduced to that single moment. Pain has a way of narrowing our vision, convincing us that this chapter is the final one. But your story is bigger than this chapter. What you are living through now is a page, not the whole book, and it does not have the authority to define your purpose. Every meaningful story has moments of conflict. Without them, there would be no depth, no transformation, no reason for growth. Temporary setbacks are not erasers of destiny. They are part of the narrative that shapes strength and wisdom. Failure, delay, and disappointment are not signs that your purpose has been canceled. They are signs that your journey is still unfolding. Faith allows you to hold on to this truth even when emotions tell a different story. When you are in the middle of a difficult chapter, it can feel as if the whole story has been reduced to that single moment. Your pain has narrowed your vision. But chapters are meant to end. They turn the page not when everything feels resolved, but when the lessons have been learned. What feels unfinished now is often preparation for clarity later. Faith gives you the ability to keep writing even when the plot feels uncertain. In the long run, many people realize that the chapters they once wished away became the most meaningful parts of their story. Those seasons built character, clarified values, and redirected paths. Without them, success would have been shallow and purpose unclear. The struggle added substance to the story. It taught resilience, empathy, and courage, qualities that success alone could never provide.
Faith stretches your perspective beyond the present moment. It reminds you that your mission is larger than any single experience. When you see life as a long journey instead of a single scene, setbacks lose their power to define you. They become events, not identities. You are not your failure. You are not your delay. You are the person continuing forward despite them. This wider perspective brings hope. It allows you to breathe during uncertainty and move forward with intention. Instead of being trapped by what went wrong, you begin to focus on what is being built. Faith does not deny the pain of the moment, but it refuses to let that pain write the ending. It trusts that purpose survives pressure and that meaning grows through adversity. One day, when you read your story with clarity, you will understand that this chapter had a role to play. It strengthened the narrative, it deepened the message, and it prepared you for the chapters that follow. Your story is still being written, and the pages ahead carry promise. Keep going. The mission is bigger than the moment, and your purpose is stronger than this chapter. Endurance is not built in moments of comfort or ease. It is forged in the heat of challenge, in the long hours when motivation fades and every step feels heavier than the last. In these moments, strength alone is rarely enough. Physical energy, mental clarity, and emotional resilience can all waver. This is where belief becomes essential. Belief fuels endurance. It is the quiet engine that keeps you moving when the road seems endless, when the obstacles appear insurmountable, and when doubt whispers that giving up might be easier. Belief is more than hope or wishful thinking. It is a conscious commitment to trust the process, to honor the work you have invested, and to recognize that effort compounds over time. When your muscles ache, when your mind screams for rest, and when your heart questions why you began, belief becomes the anchor that holds you steady. It reminds you why you started, what you are striving for, and what the reward at the finish line truly means. Without belief, endurance collapses into frustration, and determination loses its edge. With it, even the most grueling journey becomes navigable. Faith in the process is what transforms ordinary persistence into extraordinary endurance. It allows you to continue, not because the path is easy, but because the destination is meaningful. The road may be uneven, long, and uncertain, yet belief ensures that each step, however small, carries you closer to your goal. This type of faith is active, not passive. It demands consistent action, repetition, and patience, even in the absence of immediate results. Every time you show up despite fatigue or fear, your belief strengthens and endurance grows. Endurance fueled by belief also teaches resilience in ways that comfort never can. Challenges test more than skill,
They test character, focus, and commitment. Belief gives you the courage to face setbacks without surrendering, to view obstacles as temporary, and to understand that perseverance is often the difference between failure and success. It allows you to embrace struggle as part of the journey, rather than a signal to quit. In this way, belief does more than sustain energy. It shapes mindset, giving you the confidence to confront adversity with composure and determination. Moreover, belief creates a sense of purpose that carries you through monotony and hardship alike. Long journeys often require repetitive effort, where progress is slow and the finish line seems distant. Without belief, repetition can feel pointless. With it, every small action takes on significance because you understand that each step is building toward a meaningful outcome. This understanding turns exhaustion into persistence, frustration into focus, and doubt into determination. Ultimately, belief fuels endurance by linking effort to purpose. It gives you the courage to continue when strength wanes, the clarity to act when the path is unclear, and the patience to persist when immediate results are absent. Those who endure longest are not always the strongest or the fastest. They are the ones who hold unwavering belief in the process. And when the journey finally reaches its destination, it is this belief, sustained through trials and perseverance, that transforms achievement into fulfillment, proving that faith carried you further than strength ever could. So keep walking, keep building, keep believing, because the process you're in today is preparing you for the purpose you'll stand in tomorrow. And when you arrive, you'll realize you were never lost, you were becoming.